The Great Leap Through Time. In the heart of a crumbling city, where the air was thick with the scent of rust and forgotten dreams, a peculiar shop stood nestled between the shadows of towering skyscrapers. Chrono Curiosities read the sign above the door, its letters flickering like the last embers of a dying fire. Inside, the shelves were lined with oddities from eras long past. A pocket watch that ticked backwards, a dusty globe that spun on its own, and an ancient hourglass filled with shimmering sand that seemed to flow upward. But the most curious item of all was a small, unassuming door at the back of the shop, marked only by a single word: leap. Legend had it that this door led to the Great Leap Through Time, a phenomenon that could transport anyone who dared to step through it to any moment in history. Yet, no one had ever returned to tell the tale. One stormy evening, a young woman named Alara, with wild curls and a heart full of adventure, stumbled into the shop seeking refuge from the rain. She had always felt out of place in her own time, yearning for stories of heroes and legends, for the thrill of battles fought and empires built. As she wandered the aisles, her fingers brushed against the dusty objects, stirring a sense of longing deep within her. When she reached the door marked "Leap," her curiosity ignited. She felt a magnetic pull, as if the door was whispering secrets only she could hear. With a racing heart, she turned the handle and stepped through, leaving the crumbling city behind. On the other side, Alara found herself in a vibrant marketplace, alive with the sounds of laughter and the scent of spices. The sun blazed overhead, illuminating a world she had only read about in history books. She was in ancient Persia, surrounded by merchants and artisans, their colorful wares spilling into the streets. For the first time, she felt truly alive. But as she reveled in the sights and sounds, a shadow loomed over her newfound joy. A group of men, cloaked in dark robes, whispered of a great danger that threatened to unravel the very fabric of time. They spoke of a timekeeper, a malevolent force that sought to erase entire eras from existence. Alara soon learned that her leap through time had not been a random choice. She had been summoned to help protect history itself. Armed with nothing but her courage and a growing sense of purpose, Alara joined forces with a band of unlikely allies: a wise old historian, a rogue thief with a heart of gold, and a fierce warrior from a forgotten age. Together, they embarked on a perilous quest, racing against time to thwart the timekeeper's sinister plans. As they journeyed through different eras, witnessing the rise and fall of empires, the birth of revolutions, and the whispers of love that transcended time, Alara discovered her own strength and the power of friendship. Each leap through time brought new challenges, but also a deeper understanding of the threads that wove humanity together. In the final showdown, as the timekeeper unleashed chaos upon the timelines, Alara realized that the greatest leap was not just through time, but within herself. With the fate of history hanging in the balance, she harnessed the lessons learned from each era, rallying her friends and the spirits of those who had come before her. With a fierce determination, Alara confronted the timekeeper, wielding the power of connection and resilience. In a clash that echoed through the ages, she fought not just for her own time, but for every moment that had ever existed. As the dust settled and the timelines began to heal, Alara stood at the threshold of the door once more. She had changed, transformed by her journey through time. With a bittersweet smile, she stepped back into the shop, the familiar scent of rust and forgotten dreams wrapping around her like an old friend. The door closed behind her, but the echoes of her adventures lingered in the air. Alara knew that while she had returned to her own time, the stories of the past would forever be a part of her. And as she looked around the shop, she couldn't help but wonder, who else might dare to take the great leap through time?